Hey, Prather, it's Jeremy from 24/7. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. One thing I didn't ask you about is, did you know Luke Ford pretty well? And did you ask him and his family any advice when Illinois started to reach out?
Yeah, I did. I played with him for a year. We had a lot of good memories, and he was actually one of the first guys I contacted up at Illinois, and I definitely called his parents, and well, my mom and my dad did, and they had a conversation with them about the Illinois culture and just the fan base and just like the ins and outs of everything. And they said nothing but good things, and that definitely gave me a lot of confidence.
What stuck out to you most? Because obviously he had committed to Brett at Arkansas, but
Mhm.
was under a different head coach here. So, what was the things that stood out to you about what they had to say?
Oh, well, I mean, I think that the family atmosphere, I think, and the tailgating and the fanfare, and I think that a big thing that I like is the I guess I would say the game day experience, and how involved the fans are, and they were saying that the fans are all out for in blue and orange, ready for cheer on the Illini, and that was very exciting to me, and it definitely had a pull.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Problem.
Hey, brother, I'm curious as to your mentality when you decided to go the PWO route at Georgia. I'm guessing maybe you had some lower level offers or other football opportunities. What was it that made you want to chase the highest level possible?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing for me is that I didn't want to be scared to make a decision to if I went to some place and didn't play. I felt like if I had an opportunity at the biggest possible stage, the best players, I wanted to see if I could play with them, and I believed in myself, and I thought that sure, I had smaller offers at other places, but I didn't want to have that regret of going to Georgia and it not working out or anything like that. I was just confident that if I went there, I'd win a spot and win a scholarship, and and that was just my mindset going into it. I think that just my whole decision was just don't be scared to take a chance.
What was the situation around when you were put on scholarship? Was it, some coaches will do a thing with it, or some it's just an off season? Hey, man, you've been working hard. We're going to put you on scholarship. How did it work for you?
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with Coach Smart about it. And I think it was right after. I guess we were halfway through the second year when we went to the national championship, and I had that conversation with him, and he thought it was time that he put me on scholarship. And I'm not big into the fanfare and all that stuff, but I just thought that once I had that, and that's all I really needed was just the self validation, because that's the biggest thing, is that was one of my goals when I got there. And I didn't need the whole fanfare and everything.
And then what's the next step with that? So now you transfer on scholarship to here. You have a year left. What's the next tier? What's the next goal?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want to come here and win games. I believe in Coach Bielema, and I believe that the staff that he's put together is top notch. I've seen what it takes to go to a championship game, and he's definitely got that mindset and that culture that he's going to instill in this program. And I think that I want to win as many games as I can, play the best I can, and have an opportunity to play in the NFL.
Good, thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, brother, good to meet you. Can you take me through a little bit of how this came together with you in Illinois? And I know you mentioned the Ford family, but your first impressions with Coach Bielema, maybe some of his staff. I'm not sure who exactly you talked to, but how did this all come together for you?
Well, Carson Hall, I used to play with him back at Georgia, and he's on staff. He was actually one of the guys that I first reached out to while I was in the transfer portal this year. And, then he passed it along to Pat, and then passed it along to Coach Bielema. And then before you know it, he's calling me up. And then we had a couple conversations. And, obviously I'm big on Coach Bielema. And I think that, he's got the right mindset of what it takes. So, I mean, what he said to me spoke volumes. And I know that the Georgia coaches spoke very highly of him, and Coach Walters. I know we played against him when he was at Missouri last year, and our DC, Coach Dan Lanning, he said very high things about him. So it got me excited, because I know that if I came to Illinois, there wouldn't be any drop off in coaching. That when I go there, I get the best of the best, and so that was definitely the appeal there.
I mean, you being a Georgia guy playing at Georgia for 4 years, I mean, what's it like to come to Illinois now? And I mean, had you ever really thought about Illinois before Carson reached out to you, before you started talking with Coach Bielema?
No. I mean, I had no idea. If you told me that I'd be going to even Georgia, then Illinois, I'd think you're crazy, because I grew up an Auburn fan. My mom is from Tuscaloosa. My dad went to Auburn. I'm all over the place. But I honestly couldn't say that Illinois is on the radar, or even Georgia was.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, Prather, Joey Wagner with 24/7 Sports. You talked about not being scared to take a chance when you went to Georgia. Where does that mindset come from with you? Because I don't know that everybody is, willing to jump on that to be a preferred walk-on at a team that's generally in the national, college football playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I just have this internal drive in myself. I'm a very, very competitive person. And I think that, whatever you want to do, I think you should go, give your full effort to whatever you're doing. And if you get anything less than that, I think you're cheating yourself. And I think that, if you don't strive for the biggest and the best at all times, then, you won't ever reach your full potential. So I think that, that's why I felt like it'd be a good opportunity to come here too, just to stretch myself out a little bit, get out of the comfort zone, and see what I can make of it.
It seems like you've bet on yourself a couple times here. Is that something that's always been you, dating back to before Georgia, or what kind of made you decide that, you believe in yourself so much to take these bets and it's going to pay off like it has?
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like I've had this chip on my shoulder to, prove myself. I always haven't been the fastest or the strongest or the biggest. And I've always, carried that throughout high school and throughout college. And that's, I guess, just the one thing that, that is, hasn't made me fearful of things, is that, nobody expects you to do what you're supposed to do except for yourself. So there's really no pressure except, the pressure you put on yourself. And I think that's the biggest, mindset switch I had for myself.
And then I got to ask, you've made such a career on special teams and the impact you've had there. Mm-hmm. Maybe not everybody's buying into special teams like you have. What's it take to be that elite special teams person and to carve out a niche in that role?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing with special teams is I think you got to be willing to do it, and you got to want to do it. There's plenty of talented guys in the NFL and college and even high school that, that they can run the ball, they can catch the ball, they can run a 4.40, but, when it comes time to get on kickoff and you got to go all the way down there and hit someone's helmet off, or get on the front line of KOR and block, a guy that's running full steam ahead, I think is a certain want to. And I think that's really what it comes down to.
Thanks, man. Welcome to Champaign.
Thank you.
Hi, Prather. Matt Flaten with the Decatur Herald Interview. At yesterday's press conference, Coach Bielema really talked you up a lot and what you bring to the program. Obviously, playing on the national stage, with a lot of experience. What do you sort of view what you bring, to the program that's unique?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I definitely have a certain perspective of, what it takes to get to the national championship game and, what that team environment is. And I really think it's just the mindset that I bring, because that's the biggest difference I've felt that, throughout the years of Georgia, that the best teams always had the mindset and they believe themselves, because, the coaches can believe in the team as much as they want, but if the players don't believe in themselves, nothing will really, happen. So I think I bring that, I'm very tough. I had that driven mindset. I'm always going to bet on myself, like we said. And I think that's what I'm bringing to the table is leadership as well. So I'm just excited to get to work.
What have the coaches talked to you about your role? I mean, is it going to be the, king of special teams?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to expand on that role as well. I mean, I don't want to give that up because I think that's, the ticket to the next level. I'm going to come in as a safety. I'm open to playing running back, to do whatever I can to help the team win games. So that's the biggest thing for me is just helping Coach Bielema, be as successful as he can. But I definitely want to continue on my special teams role.
Thank you.
Hey, Prather, Jim Cotter, Illinois Rivals, Orange and Blue News. I want to talk a little bit about you at Georgia and the fact that, playing against the likes of Alabama and Auburn and all those teams. How do you feel that propels you to, come up here to Illinois and do, things in the Big Ten? I mean, the Big Ten's a good conference in itself, but nothing like the SEC in terms of, the top level talent. Just what do you think that's going to be like? Playing up here in Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's good players everywhere. Wherever you go, you're going to have talented guys, and I think that the players that Coach Bielema is bringing in, he's recruiting currently. I think that there's going to be plenty of talent. But I do say that being the SEC, there's obviously a level of talent there that you play them in day out. I mean, covering George Pickens at Georgia, I mean that was hard enough. So he's pretty uncoverable, I will say. But I think that coming up here and just improving myself is just the best way to kind of look at it. I know that I've played against some of the best players in the country. I mean, I was in the running back room with Nick, Sony, DeAndre Swift. I mean, 3 first-round running backs essentially. Just seeing what it takes to get there, I think is really just the thing that gives me the leg up, I guess, and just in terms of experience and what it takes.
Thanks, Prather. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Prather, I just had a quick follow-up. Brett talked about how he has a similar story to you, walked on at a program, had great success there. Did you bond over that, or what'd you think of his story? Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was kind of interesting too, because I mean, he ended up going to Iowa and had that whole everything that was going on with him too. I felt that that was very similar to myself, going to some place that I had no idea. I mean, even that group in Georgia, I was 30 minutes down the road from Auburn. I thought I was going to Auburn, all the way till high school. I ended up going to essentially out of state, basically. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that resonated with me, and something I could connect with him.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Rather, one follow-up as well, and I didn't introduce myself. I'm sorry. I'm Colin Likas from the News Gazette. But it sounds like you had a great experience at Georgia. Why was now the time for you to enter the transfer portal? What was kind of the onus for that decision, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like, I believe in Coach Bielema and that staff here. I felt like it'd be a new opportunity to kind of branch out and just see what I can, make of myself. I mean, I obviously love Georgia. I love the coaches there. I have a lot of respect for them. And I definitely would say they're lifelong coaches for me. But I thought the opportunity to coach with Coach Bielema at Illinois was something I couldn't really pass up. So that's what drew me here.
What was that transfer portal opportunity like for you? How did it compare to, say, back in high school when you were being recruited?
It was a lot different. I would say that some schools you reach out to, some schools you reach out, they reach out to you. So it's kind of mixed. I obviously reached out to Illinois first, and then got the recruiting process going. But it is definitely a weird thing. I mean, it's just the Wild West in that recruiting transfer portal. I mean, I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even know if I was in the portal, if I was out of the portal. It's just like this mythical thing. But it's pretty funny. It was a weird experience. I'm glad it's over. It was very stressful, but so yeah.
Thanks, brother.
No problem.
Prather, I also had a follow-up. Yesterday, Brett talked about, you with obviously on the field impact, but being a guy in the locker room who can kind of set a foundation of hard work. And what does that mean to you to be maybe that guy that he looks to as one of the guys that he looks to as he tries to build this into the way that he wants it?
Yeah, I mean, that means everything. If the head guy to have confidence in you, and he's relayed that to me, that just come in and be the best Prather Hudson you can be. And that's really all I needed to hear, is just come in there and put my head down and work, because people see that and they respect that. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is just the mindset that I'm just going to come in here and be the best person I can be, and let the chips fall where they may.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just curious. I see you sit in the facility there. So what are your thoughts on the facilities? Had you joined 2 years ago, it might not have been quite as nice of a facility. So how much did that factor in, and what have you thought since you've seen it?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a beautiful facility. I mean, I've heard that it's a massive upgrade from what was previously here. But I mean, this is top of the line. Being at Georgia, the facilities they have there, and seeing here, I mean, there's definitely no drop off, I would say. I mean, this is the best of the best, and I can see that Illini Nation really cares about their football, and that means the world.
You going to use the bowling alley?
I will. I'm not the greatest bowler, but I'll see what I can come up with.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
All good? Everybody good? All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Prather.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Prather.